Dr. Owusu Ocho is Dr. O for the 804 as the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia. I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O _ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health. Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. Hey, I keep telling y'all, I bring the hits, I keep bringing the hits, I keep bringing the hits. Today, all the way from Woodbridge, Virginia, I got the reigning state champion, Class 6, the Freedom Woodbridge Eagles. You know, I got two of them up there. We don't want to say South Riding, so it ain't y'all. But I got the Woodbridge in the house, man. They coming down here to Chesterfield, VA, man, to be with me today, and I really appreciate that, guys. I got Coach Darryl Overton, I got Brendan Hughes, I got my man BT Taylor, and they're gonna introduce themselves, man. But I just want to just let them know who y'all are first. But what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on, man? How we doing?
Man, we doing all right, man. You know, just to let everybody know, first of all, these are the two young men that y'all see with me every Tuesday night when we be doing Tuesday live. We be wilding out to about 12 o'clock in the morning, man, talking about all crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But we just having fun, man. I just want to let y'all and kind of get more in depth of what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about their run to the championship last year. We're going to talk about they're trying to repeat this year. They got Highland Springs in their division. They got Madison. They got some other schools in their division. And we want to talk about that, man, because the chat rooms be jumping. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that. Guys, let me just hop right into it, man. Can I do this first, man? Can I do this first, Dio?
Yo.
I got to do this to Jeff Overton, right? Jeff Overton. Let me look at the camera. I feel some type of way, bro. I went to you, man. I was expecting you to sit right here beside me, man. And you was supposed to holler at me. You told me you was going to come. You ain't come last time when we was up in Woodbridge. You ain't here today. I feel some type of way, man. I really think you don't like me, man. I really think you don't like me. Now, I'm not going to, you know, I don't know what it is, man. You got to holler at you. I gave you my phone number, told you to call. You ain't even call me. What is up, Jeff Overton? Senior, not junior. Let me make that be clear. Jeff Overton, Senior. I'm talking directly to you. Me and you got some issues right now, bro. You got to holler at me, man. I don't think you like me, bro. So let me just go ahead and say that first of all, stuff like that, man. But getting back to our regular schedule program. I had to get that out, man. Sorry, Dio. That's your bro, man. But
Always.
I feel like he carrying me, man. What's up with him, man?
He just tied up, busy, running around. That's it.
No, man. But y'all been the hot topic, man. Y'all Class 6 champions. Y'all was blowing people away last year. You know, y'all be in them chat groups where Dio really don't, but more so y'all too and Jeff, the 757. 804. We've been jumping on y'all a little bit more this year, but the respect is there. Now, I can't speak for 757, you know what I'm saying, because they're going to always have their opinions. But no, how y'all taking that heat, man? Anybody can answer.
I mean, really, for us, it's just taking it 1 week at a time. I mean, now we know that we're the champs, we're the defending champs. We know that we have to live up to our expectations, and the kids understand our expectations. Like Coach Overton says, the standard is the standard. We have a higher standard than everybody else that we play against every single week. So we have to keep that standard up, and if it comes with being the best, then we'll take the heat. That's no problem with that. We're going to come back, and we're going to freaking compete every single week. Every week that we compete, the kids compete every week. We compete as coaches every week, but that's the only way we're going to get better and keep this program on the rise that it's already been.
Okay. Well, you know I messed up, right? But I'm going to have to go back to it. I need y'all to introduce yourselves. I did that. D.O. Stockman, we're going to get back into that. D.O., let them know who you are first, man.
Hey, Coach Darryl Overton, senior Woodbridge, Virginia, Freedom High School.
B?
Brendan Hughes, wide receiver coach. Coached at Hayfield last year, so this is my first year at Freedom.
Coach Barron Taylor, also known as Coach BT, special teams coordinator and recruiting liaison.
Man, y'all, look, we're going to go back to what you were saying. Y'all the hunted. And I'm coming to you straight to D.O., man. A lot of people been talking trash, man. I mean, everybody wants y'all. Y'all was destroying people last year. I mean, you got my guys from Phoebus. You got, you know, my man over there at the Springs, you know, Harry Lee. We be on there. We be messing with him.
Yep.
He our guinea pig. We be killing him, man. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say about that, man? Them guys, they want y'all, man.
I mean, I don't think it's no more so than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, truthfully, it's a lot of mutual respect. You know what I mean? Like, I spoke at Springs at the clinic, and, you know, Coach Lauren, we good. We always been good. And then, you know, obviously, Hurley, we be joking all the time on the book and stuff. You know, I think it's regardless what people do on the Facebook, it's a mutual respect between good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I did the joint with Priv and them. Down in Mar, you know what I mean? So it's a mutual respect. You know, as far as everybody wanting a piece, I don't know if that's necessarily true all the time either. Because, you know, beginning of the year, we had a bunch of, I was trying to fill my schedule, and a bunch of people was leaving me on red on Twitter.
Can we get some names?
I mean, I had to go through my phone, but
I mean, hey, we got time.
I mean, like, I'm gonna say this: nobody wasn't making no concessions to players.
All right,
nobody wasn't willing to move no game, take somebody off. They was like, we just left me on red a lot of times.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, it's a mutual respect by the boys at the top, I believe. But they'll also tell you, I asked everybody for a game.
I believe you.
Everybody.
Now, I believe you. You know, I got to do it for my people because, you know, I got a much wider base than the platforms you've been on. They can't touch me. So let me just go ahead and put that out there. Well, I already know about the Springs. Y'all had that set until they went to Florida, which that was Lauren Johnson's alma mater. So we've already, and Coach Johnson already covered that.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave that alone. So for the people who don't know, Springs and Freedom was supposed to meet the first game of this season, and Coach Johnson already elaborated this, so we're not going to even go there. Did you talk to Maury?
I messaged him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing
Dates
came
didn't
back.
work. They did.
Dates didn't work, yeah.
Okay.
Dates ain't work. But yeah, I messaged them. The dates ain't work. You know what I mean? You know, shoot, I messaged
Phoebus.
10 people. Yeah, they had a game already.
Right. Okay.
So they answered me back.
And they did answer on that podcast I just did with them too.
So, like I said, the big dogs supposed to answer back. Obviously, you know, Verona answered the call. I mean, we reached out to King George. I would have to show you.
No, you good. This is what people want to know. So as long as you
absolutely.
I messaged a lot of people. I was copying and pasting the same text. And even for scrimmages, like, that's how we ended up scrimmaging Louisa.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And shoot, like you said, the only people that answered was the people across the bridge. We had to go play Coolidge.
Yeah.
And we played the Mather.
Yeah.
Again, I messaged probably 15 people.
And that's what we want to know because, like I said, I know like in our groups we know personally, but a lot of times, you know, people don't be knowing, so I let them get on my platform. I'm like, look, we're gonna talk that talk. We're gonna have barbershop talk here, okay?
Yes,
you know, we're not gonna be politically correct. You know, we're not gonna always say the right things over here. At least over here we don't. You know what I'm saying? We keep it clean, but we want to get to the point. You know, but last year, man, y'all was killing people, man. I mean, like, was it fun or did it get to the point where it was just like y'all just like every week it came to the point where like y'all pretty much know what was gonna happen? Is that fair to say? I mean, ask.
No, that's fine to ask. I mean, when we started off in the beginning of last season, we had one goal, and that one goal is to get the ODU. We felt like we kind of left things a chance when we played Battlefield 2 years ago in the regional championship. I thought that we had the better team, but as Coach O says, they just out football us. Like they just played harder and they made plays when they needed to be made. So that was the main thing that motivated us that last season. Losing the battlefield, having a great off season, getting better, getting stronger, and just getting faster and just being more cohesive as a unit. So when we went into last season, we knew after we played Stonebridge, it was like, okay,
y'all got
something
something
special. This
Right.
team is special. After that Stonebridge game, we was like, okay, we have a great opportunity to make this thing happen. And, you know, the rest of it is history. I mean, everything was clicking. Offense was putting up record numbers. Defense was doing what they were supposed to do. Obviously, special teams fit in when we fit in. And it was just a magical season, man.
B, you know, I'm coming to you, man. I know this is your first year with them as wide receivers coach, man. Tell us how has it been with this ride with this team so far? From you being on the outside last year and now this year you being with the team. Kind of give us kind of both perspectives.
So I would say from the outside, it was interesting to kind of hear how people talk about Freedom and how they talk about him. And, you know, in front of his face, they won't say things, but behind his back, you know, kind of how different coaching groups talk. So, you know, for me, I've known him since high school and I've always known the type of coach he is and he just needed his opportunity. So I kind of knew it was always right when I first started coaching football. Would always kind of talk to him and, you know, Coach Mooney, I've known him for a while too. So it was just kind of right. And when I left Hayfield, he shot me a message like, you ready? And I was like, yeah. So for me, it was me learning and kind of, you know, we're blessed as far as the receiver position to have 4 Division I guys that kind of make, you know, my job easy, but and also them teaching me things that I'm like, okay, learning the offense and things like that. But it's been nothing but an easy, smooth ride and just realizing like the week to week and day to day, you know, effort that it comes with in teaching and not getting complacent after beating teams, let's say 65-0, and keeping us motivated as coaches and keeping the kids motivated.
Man, let me tell you something. I hear a lot of stuff. Even, you know, we talk because, you know, a couple of my family members. And I was like, man, you know, you got to hook me up with D.O., man. And you hear people say stuff and, you know, the type of things. And just me, this is my second time actually being around D.O. and just seeing how he moved. And he's a straightforward guy. And I like guys like that, you know, so because you don't have to try to figure you out. And the stuff that you did for us when we was up there last time, man, just like getting us food and stuff. And like I said, you know, because the thing that happened. And I was just like, man, people just don't take time to do stuff like that. And it's the small things for me that I said, this is, because you didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I wanted to go on record and saying thank you. A lot of people don't know that. But no, you're a stand-up dude, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like you said, I don't know, this is your word. Like you said, mutual respect. You know, we couldn't get it to work that time. And I told you, you know, we was going to come down here today. And we here. You know what I mean? I think a lot of stuff people got to say is this, like, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do for my kids in my school. If that make you upset, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? You got to be okay with it. And I think that, you know, it's no different. Somebody going to be mad that I'm on BallinVA. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fuck them.
Yeah, so a lot of that stuff just be because of stuff like that.
Right.
It ain't nothing that I did or said.
Right.
They just mad that I'm going to do for my kids in my school.
Right.
And then after that, I'll worry about everybody else. But, you know, like you said, I'm okay with it. But nobody could never say nothing that I done to them or, you know,
Right. You
on the
can't
negative.
never pinpoint
You
stuff.
mad
It's little
about
petty shit.
you mad about football.
Right.
At some point. That's it. You mad about football or something you don't understand. Like you said, people was upset about us scoring, but you don't know the whole deal. So, you know what I mean? You can't. But even that, like you said,
Right.
even him, like,
Even
he
him.
came back around after I talked and was like, okay, now that you said this,
I need a drink.
yeah, now that you said this, you understand. I think, but like as humans, that's what we do. We talk and jump out there before we know the whole story.
Let me go into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to, you know, I'm going to say something about that. I didn't even know you and I defended you on that. I'm like, first of all, it's football. See, some of y'all conservative mofos want to sit up here and always talk about, you know, oh, they scored 112 points. And those who don't know who we're talking about, we're talking about when Freedom played Colgan last year. And I think y'all scored, what, 112?
Yeah, 112.
You know, Club 112. And first of all, you didn't see the games, sir. If you had actually watched the game, sir, you would have actually seen what happened, sir. But what you did was you actually took that opportunity to use it as a springboard to try to step on the brother without trying to look at the game and understand what had happened. Because had you did that, sir, then you would have understood, but I know what it was about. You wanted to get your views up. That's what you really wanted to do, okay? Let's just call it what it is. And if that's what you wanted to do, to use him as a springboard, like most people use LeBron James as a springboard to get views, then just say so. We can keep it above, okay? That's what you should do, sir. But you didn't do that. So you want to use that, and I didn't like that. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, because I was told to pretty much mind my own Richmond business. Motherfucker, this is about balling in VA, okay? What does that say? VA. So that means I cover the whole damn state, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it means. I don't just cover Richmond because you other people can't get the people who that's like me. I'm just the shit, okay? I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Because if that's the case, y'all wouldn't be here, right?
Sure.
Correct. Talk that talk.
Correct.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because to me, I'm like this. If y'all didn't want them to put up 112, then stop it.
Yeah, and like you said, man, it's, that's over with. But like I said, it's other factors that go into it
Right.
that people don't know. Like,
Right.
People don't know that they tried to make us forfeit a game for 2 years ago. They actually sat down and tried to count one of our JV kids' quarters and tried, you know what I mean? Like, people don't be knowing the backstories. And then, like you said, they just taking stuff at face value. Like,
Then they want to come back and say, okay, I need you to help me out to get on my podcast so I can talk, because you're a hot commodity. So I'm going to bring them on and get a couple more views.
Yeah.
Y'all show them championship rings.
Even this year, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be like, coaches. But sometimes it be coaches crying.
Oh, they do.
And this is my thing. Like I tell people, I'm with all the hooping and hollering. Cool, we played for Rhonda. Coach them was on our neck at the midfield.
I was there. I was there.
I'm with all that.
Right. Yep. I saw that.
As long as when it play out, don't play victim.
Right.
See,
Have that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
They stood on it. Like, they stood on everything they said. Game went how it went. Up our way, people do all these antics and got all this to say.
But you still got to play the game.
And then the game get played, and they
totally-
like sending emails. Why they do that to us? Look at this, complaining.
Right.
So that's kind of where we get messed up, where y'all don't deal with that as much. 804-757. It's kind of like, it's a mutual, like, all right, let's get at it. Talk that talk. Whatever happened.
And y'all not saying Verona did that.
No.
Right. You just saying in
didn't do
general.
nothing wrong.
Right.
Like,
Right.
They was like,
Yeah,
we're gonna beat y'all
we
here
gonna beat
at the end
y'all.
of the day. I'm with it.
Well,
like,
we with that,
oh,
right?
yeah,
Because I was watching you the whole time,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Shit, ain't saying shit."
He normally
Right.
doesn't
So
respond.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Right.
But again, I get it. I get the football part of it. Like, you want to show your kids, like, we ain't ducking nothing.
Right.
Cool. But other people up all the way, they do all that, and then they go on Monday morning and they on the internet crying about it.
Yep. Twitter fingers.
They
Yeah, Twitter fingers, right?
Or they telling their AD, they scored this many points and he didn't have to do that, in the AD crying. So
Right.
that's the issue that I run into. Like, don't talk it, and then when it don't go your way, you go cry about it. But other than that, like I said, we talk about. I'm okay with everything I do for my kids. People now trying to dictate when I take my kids out the game. Man, you're not gonna dictate to me when I take my kids out.
Right.
I'm gonna take my kids out when I feel like it's unsafe to them.
Right.
Think about this. If my receiver, running back, quarterback, I'm supposed to take them out in the second quarter every game, and hold up, they not supposed to get no stats.
Right.
So when I go to all district meeting, what they gonna say? Oh, my guy has 3,000. Your guy
Right.
don't have that. Yeah,
Right.
because I took him out
Took him out the game
because you was crying. Remember that? They're not gonna say that. They gonna say, so again, my job is to look out to my kids and my program. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. My job is to look out for my kids and my program. Now, I ain't got to disrespect nobody else along the way, but
Right.
if something that happens along football bother you, I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. And like you said, you trying to say, well, why your quarterback still in? Because I want him to throw another 100 yards. That's why, because his parents gonna sit across from me and say, how come he ain't make all region? How come he ain't make all state? You not gonna care. Your season gonna be over with. Or when the college coach like, hey, this dude, you telling me he D1, he ain't even make all district?
Right.
I can't, ain't no list. I can't tell BT, well, say this. We had to take him out in the second quarter, this game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the side of it people don't understand. Other thing, like you've been around a lot of good programs. I'm sure it don't matter if it's Highland Springs, Morris, Stonebridge, Dinwiddie, Phoebus. It's a point where you got to decide, like, we still got to be ready for what's to come.
Right.
Exactly.
You start taking people out in the second quarter. I seen it. Now nobody played a full game. Now you in a dogfight and you can't even maintain it.
Right.
Because you haven't pushed yourself to that limit. So, you know, man, it's love, but like you said, stuff like that, people don't understand. And again, I don't care if they understand it, and I ain't trying to apologize for it. But again, like you said, my job is to make sure my kids, my parents, my school happy.
And that's what I like about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't apologize for that. And that was going to be going to my next question, because I asked this to Coach Lauren Johnson. I also asked this to Coach Blunt and at Phoebus. And even, you know, I think Darryl dealt with it, you know, down at Maury. They didn't like you at first when you first got there, right?
Well, I'm going to say this. Everybody was fine with me.
Oh, like how
being
when
there.
you were doing things.
Everybody was fine with me when we was losing. So my first year, we went 3-7.
Right.
Now, granted, we took Hilton to 4 overtime. They had Ricky Slade. They was number one. Then we went to Colonial Forge.
Right.
Took them to double overtime.
Right.
So we still was competitive. Only people that kicked our butt that year was Massaponax and Mount. They smacked us.
Right.
But every other game was a dogfight.
Okay.
We lost at Forest Park. Nobody cared.
Right.
Man, next year, as soon as we win, go 8-3.
Right.
They're like, oh, hell no.
Right.
All right. Now here come the investigations.
Here we
All
go.
right. Here they go. You know what I mean? 1 through 17. All right, then we go to next year, we go 11-2. And now it's a little more like, oh no, what's happening here? They about to be good. They good. Hold on, and the next year we go to state championship.
Right.
And we get smoked by Manchester. You know what I mean? Respect. Like, then the next year we right back in it. We in the regional semifinal. We lose to Massaponax, you know, in a crazy good football game. So nobody cared till we was winning, bro. And then soon we start winning, then come all the
And now it comes all this, right.
and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you said, all good programs hear it. Like, no matter who you are, you winning, you got this, you got that. All right, man. But again, like I tell people all the time, whether it's Maury, Highland Springs, Phoebus, Dinwiddie, I don't care who it is, Stonebridge, I don't want to lose. You think just because you got talent that you can manage it. All y'all couldn't even handle or manage these kids at all these schools, whoever school that's talented, that got all these D1 aspirations. Like, it's a lot to go into that in itself. You ain't got to call no game where you got 4 D1 receivers and who got the ball, who ain't got the ball. Not to mention you got a D1 running back. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people talk that talk about when you a good program, and like you said, we chasing a Stonebridge, a Highland Springs, you know, some of those, they've done it multiple times.
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean? Respect is respect.
Oscar Smith.
We chasing them. Like, we got our first one. All right, but, you know, we at the table. We ain't at the little tight kitty table.
Right. Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. Y'all done
they
moved
had-
up there.
They had to make room for us at the
Yeah,
grown-up
you moving up like the
table.
Jeffersons now.
So, you know, we at the grown-up table.
Right.
We was at the little tykes table, you know, that you had in your house.
y'all had to sit over there.
Yeah, but, you know, we there, and like you said, we ain't got the same portion as some of them, but so we get all the same negativity they get to. And truthfully, a lot of times the negativity don't even come from other winning programs. It come from the losers. Because Lauren Johnson, to this day, I tell you, when we was walking in the stadium last year to play, right after they got
Talked about
done,
that earlier.
he gave me love. Like, I ain't got to repeat what he said to me, but it was love. Like, about the game. Like, you know him, it was love. Like,
Right.
go ahead, take care of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it would take care of this. Like, so.
Because he been there.
Yeah, so it's never come from people that's won. all the envy and the jealousy come from people that haven't done
That's
it.
usually what they say. Most of the time, it's the empty wagons that makes the most noise.
For sure.
That's usually what happened. But no, I like that because that's the thing, man. Everybody want to do all this yapping, and then when it's time to line up, they do a whole lot of ducking. And that's what I always say, man. It's just crazy. So no, I'm glad that you said all of that stuff, man, because the thing about it, which y'all have to deal with, dealing with Northern Virginia, man, Prince William. Look, I got to make sure that I say it correct, because like at the beach, 757, you can't say it's the beach. No, 757 is completely different. Y'all the same way. You say Prince William, or say Northern Virginia, that's not Northern Virginia, it's Prince William, because y'all gonna have to help me out with that, right?
True.
So I want to make sure that. Y'all in Woodbridge.
Yeah.
Now, y'all Division 6 school. Now, how many players y'all got on y'all team on average?
Probably 55.
55 this year.
Now, that's small compared to a Division 6 school, right? But y'all have the population.
Yeah.
They're just not coming out to play football.
Yeah, our school is 57% Hispanic.
Right.
And of that, like a high percentage of it is Esau. So, you know what I mean? They speak English as a second language.
Right.
You know what I mean? We a Title I school, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, we don't got the numbers that all these other D6 schools got.
Right. So you guys could be like a Manchester where they may have 90, 100 players.
Never.
And y'all's Division 6, but then y'all basically have 55 players. But they was like, well, damn, how they Division 6 schools? So I want people to kind of understand that. But a lot of the players, like I said, then y'all have dealing with so many, because I know it's open enrollment up there too, right?
No, so in our area, it's not open enrollment. So basically, as a freshman, schools have specialty programs.
Okay. I
And
think
you
touched on that.
and you can apply to any of them as an incoming freshman.
Okay.
Sometime if you're a freshman or a sophomore, you can apply to a school for a specialty program too, if you aren't already at a program in a specialty program.
Okay.
So our enrollment isn't open, but if you come in as a freshman, you know what I mean, you got opportunity. And that's a misconception I tell people. Like, if you notice, it's never a bunch of traction with us as far as people coming from other schools to Freedom.
Right.
That really don't happen.
Okay. No,
Like
don't
other
happen.
schools might get people, and I say it's comparable to this. I feel like the other areas want their teams to win.
Duh.
So they don't be tripping off that. But up our way, man, I tell you'd be surprised how many parents I turn away. I say, listen, they not gonna let your son play it. Just go somewhere else. They not gonna.
Are you serious?
Listen, man.
Well, I know Hollis Springs talked about it.
Yeah.
Phoebus talked about it. Maury talked about it. Now, so you telling me that a team that only got about 55 players in your team, you have to turn kids away?
Because I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell no kid to come in no situation, and then I'm looking at him like, dang, you can't even play. Like, that's going to hurt me to my core. And, BT, we had a situation like that with a kid. He came, we his base school.
Base school.
Right? He was at Hilton on a transfer. This after COVID, right?
Okay.
So the person in charge of activity is my man. Kelly Garner, he from out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me something. It was wrong. It was the wrong rule.
Okay.
He said if the boy moved, he could come back, he could play. That's wrong. VHSL had an amendment that said you cannot reestablish eligibility within the same school zone. Now, granted, the boy lived here.
Right.
His parents was African, so they didn't even speak English.
Okay.
So he got caught up. If his parents could have spoke up for him, to this day, I believe he'd have been fine.
Okay.
But they couldn't.
Right.
And that boy didn't even get to play. Now, granted, he went to VMI.
Okay.
And he played one game for us. Ain't had no offers, nothing until he came to us. He's still in college right now.
Oh, wow.
But
Yep.
So that's a situation, like you said, where our rules is not open enrollment.
Okay.
It's not. So we
I know
rarely,
it was a Loudon or something.
Yeah.
I think one of them counties got it.
It's rarely we get kids from other people's schools. We get people that come to our school as freshmen for the specialty programs.
Yeah.
If you look at our history, it's very rare where a kid was at a school and came to Freedom. Very rare.
And y'all still kicking their ass.
Yep.
Yeah, like,
He had it one year where a kid left Freedom and went
Multiple
to
kids.
another Prince
man,
William County
listen,
school.
this is how you know it's about us.
And no smoke.
And we played against them 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Bingo, yep.
But
Multiple.
but I've learned that with my area, like they pick and choose. If it's
Right.
us, oh my gosh. And again, I'm not even saying some of these other winning programs. Like, I saw something the other day, right? Morrisette had a youth night.
I remember that was about 2 weeks ago.
And Bryce posted the badges.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to this, bro. I seen J.C. Hall down the court. That's my guy. They had a youth night.
Yep, with the Cougars.
We go to Battlefield. They got the whole Gainesville Grizzlies running out the tunnel.
Yep.
OP last week put a flyer up. OP, they said, youth night will be honored at halftime. The youth will be honored. And they'll be made honorary ball boys. Man, I sent an email, I want to do youth night. Oh my gosh. You can't do that. It's going to be viewed as recruiting. I said, is it a rule or not?
Schools do it all the time.
Hey, I can't do it. Now,
And this is the Freedom Administration?
man, this is my administration, the school, Prince William County Schools. I can't do it.
Do you need me to do?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't care about that. No, like, so again, this is what I'm telling you though, but all my battles really, but when people be talking outside, I be having to fight more battles
With them, right.
inside. Like,
Yes.
remember, this is the same county. Like, they said I was, the person in charge, the associate superintendent at the time, said I was too urban. So, that, like, the stuff, like, that's what, and like last year, I think people saw, like, I'm getting ready to break down after the state championship crying, but not ain't because, it's because everything that I had to go through
to get to that
this point, bro. Like,
I saw that.
think about it. These people brought me to central office and had a notebook, a binder, and was like, who is Tasty Cakes 187? I was like, huh? Listen, they were like, yeah, you've been talking to her on Twitter for 3 months. They got a whole binder. They're like, it's an underage girl. I said, man, this is my son. My son at the time in the 8th grade. They're like, oh man, that's your son? I'm like, yeah, bro, this is my son, this not even me. But they got a whole, so listen though, this is how deep this really is though, Paul.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting caught.
So I'm like, hold up, man, hold up. I want to talk to this young lady's parents because I want her to know, like, this a child. This is my son talking to her. This is not me. Oh no, don't worry about it, don't worry. So I'm like, so how y'all get access to this account?
That's what I was.
Did y'all make it? I want to talk to the parent to make sure parent know D.O. never in life been on no time like this. This is my son. And it literally was. Okay, but all that just disappeared. All right, so look, we beat Westfield in 2018. I'm like, how we got to this point? We beat Westfield at Westfield. Man, this lady at Westfield loses her mind that we beat them. Said we was stomping on the 50, spitting on the logo, but really the celebration was at the logo. The cameras, everybody, that's where everybody was standing.
Right.
It wasn't like we ran out there. She started sending emails to the top.
Karen.
All this wild stuff. Listen, they said I hurt the quarterback on purpose. Noah Kemp playing at Michigan State right now.
Hurt them on purpose.
Man, they come in, listen, this is my own county now. The week of the state championship, and questioned 20 kids on our team, asking them, did I hurt the quarterback, tell them to hurt the quarterback on purpose. All right. Meanwhile, in the same game, our running back dislocated his shoulder.
And nothing was said, right?
Man, again, this is my own school division doing this, entertaining this nonsense. So that's why I be telling you, man, like I don't even got time to fight with people outside of this, like, shameful plug, like, Freedom by 40 mentality. Like,
Right.
we gotta fight enough battles in our own school division. Like, I don't have, like, literally out to get me. Like I said, I've been investigated 17 times, bro. From everything from what we just said to where I park my car. Listen, bro, you've been around schools. Where I park my car, they was taking pictures anytime I wasn't in a line spot because I'm parking on the curb, because I'm pulling up to my office. Now listen, bro, I've been to 50 schools just in my county. Cars everywhere. It's a school right down the street from us on Potomac Mills that if you drive by there when they practicing, every coach is parked on the field.
Right. I've seen that too. I've seen that too.
Come on, bro, but this me. I'm getting investigated about where I park my car.
So, do they not want you?
Man,
that's
never-
what it's. That's what.
Man, listen to me. Never did, bro. Never did.
But now, since you've won, now they can't get rid of you.
That's it. Like, I had somebody at the higher ups, right? I was explaining all this. Man, I done been through equity compliance, file complaints, all this. So this is the thing, at the end of the day, they want me to quit. Like, somebody told me that. They're like, they try to make you quit.
Freedom Woodbridge, administration, county.
It's not necessarily my admin now. They knew.
Okay.
Like, my principal and stuff before, and AD, DSA, they call it now, they was my peoples.
Okay.
They really stood up
Okay.
Yes.
for me and what was right and wrong a lot. You know, now you got new admin.
Okay.
Again, their primary goal is their job, their families. They don't know me. They ain't been there since the beginning.
But they not trying to get to know you either.
And that's okay. We good on that. Like, we good. So
Okay.
that's good, but so it's a different situation. But again, like you said, from the beginning, bro, they ain't want me here. Like, from the beginning, if I told you some of the crazy, like, remember, I applied for a job with the county, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody don't know this. They don't even know this. I was working at Colonial Forge for 6 years. I was security, school security, and a coach. To do a security in Woodbridge, you gotta kind of like, it's like a bookkeeper position. Okay. So you gotta kind of pre-interview to even see if you can interview for it. So I had to go interview with central office before I could get interviewed at school. Interview central office, interview the school, got the job, right?
Okay.
I go to Stafford the next day, you know, mama raised us right. And don't quit no job till you got a new one.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
So I go down there, I got the job of here, I'm gone. Man, the next day, them people in Prince William County called me back and said, we can't give you the job. After I went and resigned, they was like, we couldn't verify 3 of your credits that you put on your application at one of your colleges. I said, okay, well, we can walk through that. No, we're not gonna do it now. And in 2017, your license was expired. Now, not suspended, expired. So now my whole first year at Freedom, bro, I was on unemployment. Coaching kids and on unemployment. Because
wow.
And then my boss, right? My principal, she kept trying to put me up for positions. Mm-hmm. It's kicking me back. So finally, we go straight to HR. They're like, man, somebody put a flag on your account. Not to hire you. So listen, I never worked for this county. What I got a flag for? I never worked here. I'm coming with immaculate recommendations from police, principals, everything where I just came from. They flagged my account. So then I go to Central Office, they're like, well, we're gonna remove it, the HR people. We're gonna remove it, and then you'll be able to apply. So then in the second year, this is how much I care about them and my kids. I'm working as an office assistant, bro.
Wow.
Just to be at the school and coach.
Mm-hmm. See, now we get the backstories, and this is the backstories that we don't hear in regards to why you broke down. Now, you didn't break down, but how you felt that way when you won a chip last year because of everything that you went through. And see, this is the stuff. See, everybody want to talk to, okay, well, what did you win? How many points did you win? Y'all beat Colgan, y'all beat Garfield, yada, yada, yada. We want to hear about that, but we really don't want to hear about that. We want to kind of who Darryl Overton is and what makes him tick and why people don't like you and why you be kicking everybody's ass and then they come back and be like this. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that shit, but that's crazy, man.
And like you said, meanwhile, the school system trying to get rid of me. But the Prince William County government give me a humanitarian award. Because, you know, we don't just forget football, bro. This is my community. We do a turkey drive.
Every year.
All right, we do turkey drive for the kids at the school, for the homeless, whoever. All right, was doing all this stuff with the chief of police, different, political powers. Churches to help with the gun violence that was going on in the county at the time. I'm in these meetings. Okay, I'm not writing about it because we come from the same cloth, bro. Like, this is where I'm from. Like, this me. I'm giving them, like, y'all churches, like, stop saying y'all got this going on. The people that's shooting people ain't on your church website. Like, you got to come out here and get in the community. So I'm in all this. Mm-hmm. The youth, I founded a youth organization, PME.
Yep.
The county giving me a humanitarian award. Shoot, the school system, they treating me having a youth like it's against the law.
Wow.
Like it's against the law. So, man, it's crazy. That's why I say, man, people really don't know. Like,
They just hearing stuff.
yeah, like.
And they take it and run with it because they have a problem with you anyway for something they really don't have to
Football
do
related.
nothing. Right.
Yes.
Because you beat them or you beat their dad or you beat their kids.
That's
or
it.
Something like that. And they want to use this stuff. That is, you know, people, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. I mean, like you said, Tim, what you always say, man, the math just ain't mathing.
Math ain't math.
The math just ain't mathing.
Yep.
You can't get a humanitarian. I got these things in my mouth. Y'all gotta excuse me.
Oh.
A humanitarian award, but then they want you gone.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's rough with these retainers, man. It be rough, man. I be trying to get through it sometimes. That's why I be having to kind of like.
But it's like, so that's all I said, man. Like, I lock into my guys and my coaches and my kids. Like, I tell the kids, like, y'all my why. Like, my family, people that love me, they ask me all the time, man, leave that place, man. They're not going to treat you right. Like, leave that place. But I would never do that to them. And listen, I never say nothing. So that's the other part. Like, even my old people, like, man, you need to say something. Like, you probably got a surefire lawsuit on your hand, like the stuff. And I'm only giving you pieces.
Right.
You know what I mean, bro? Like calling me a drug dealer, all type of stuff. Like, I'm only giving you pieces. Now, granted, bro, remember this, I've never been in trouble in my life. Shout out to each his own. I don't smoke, drink, none.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
because I remember.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember asking you that before.
Come on, man. Like, so again, man, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Like, and then, like you said, a lot of things they apply to us at Freedom. And that's why we said dark side. You gotta be willing to go through the dark to get to the light. And again, that's why we said freedom by 40 mentality. Like, they're not gonna let us win by the regular margin. And I'm gonna say this while we on here.
No, go right ahead.
804 refs too, when we was down here in Verona. They wasn't trying to let us win by 40.
Look.
They wasn't trying to let us be great. But you know, it's love.
I'm gonna give you a little pushback on that one, right? I'm gonna give you a little pushback, yo.
Hey, Lee, I'm gonna let you say yours, and then what I say to you, I'm gonna throw you off.
No, it ain't. No, you good. Now, I was at that game to halftime, right? Y'all was up 27-7, bro.
Yes.
What the hell the refs do? Because that's what we want to ask you. Did y'all take y'all foot off the gas?
No.
Or the refs played that much of a part because y'all was up 27 points?
All right.
Hey, come on. We want to hear it.
All right. First off, the ref that was the white hat that game, I seen him like a month and a half before that.
Okay.
Oh, man, yeah, you know, y'all play Verona this year. You know, we ain't going for that down here in the 804. I was like, well, you know.
I don't know what that means.
We playing them because they good. Like, that's why we playing them. I hope so. I just let you know we ain't going like that. So we get to the game, it's him. He says, D.O., I just want to let you know when I made them comments back then, I didn't know I was going to be reffing y'all game. I'm like, hold up.
Really?
This before the game on my kids.
They did not lie.
Hey, Marcus, you heard this, Coach Lewis? You heard this?
No, listen, I'm going to keep it a band. And you saw it yesterday. So it was some penalties.
It
like,
was
hold
horrible.
up. We got called for ineligible man downfield. Everybody know we are RPO team.
Right.
We ain't got called for that since or before then.
Never.
Listen,
Not once.
in 5 years, we got called for it 3 times that day. Took a touchdown on the board. The second half, every time we did anything, it was a holding call or something.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say this. Coach Marcus and them did a fantastic job. Let's talk football.
Okay. No,
All
we were talking
You saw
football.
it yesterday. He took number 10 from safety, put him at linebacker.
Yep.
He took that other boy out, put 24 in. Then he put number 6, who might be his best overall athlete at safety, and he put number 1 there. And now they were more athletic. So credit. A lot of coaches ain't got the nuts to do that.
Right.
Now, he had that same lineup out there yesterday. That makes them faster.
Yep.
And he was like, okay, so now the plays that was going for 15 yards was going for 6.
Right.
Okay, we can play it that way too.
Right.
But then when we got a 15-yard play, it was a flag. So now I will say this: my quarterback, he went crazy on me for 2 plays. Now he threw 2 pick sixes that if you was there, it's like, who you throwing to and for what?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Now your man, we get an interception. The ref, the last pick 6, the man fall in the end zone with the interception. You put us on the 1-inch line.
You gonna get in here and say something.
Like, you put us on the 1-inch line.
He's not lying.
Now, granted, my quarterback went crazy on me. He got 4 interceptions on the year. He threw 2 that game.
Yeah, he did.
Last year, he only threw 4. So he went crazy on me. Respect. I am never going to knock football.
No. I'm
Because
your
those
truth,
dudes
bro.
did some real stuff.
Right.
Like, they made good football adjustments. Now, not to mention, they got a dude in the end zone with a headset on, calling plays, and we tell the ref, he like, oh, no, he just put it up. He ain't saying that. I'm like, bro, you can't even have a headset on in the end zone.
And hold on, hey, listen, he is not lying. He made a signal call. The guys in the back of the end zone yells out the screen. We're looking. I'm like, he's like, ref, you don't hear. We're standing. We're on there like that side.
He said, this the ref said. He gonna put his headset up. Man, he not supposed to have it on.
Never seen that before.
We got to make sure we block this part, Till.
Now, again, it's love, all right?
Right.
But like I tell people, shoot, think about this. Before the half, we about to score to make it 35-7.
Yeah, right.
The dude stopped. We get stopped at the 3-yard line.
Right.
The clock supposed to stop until the chains of the box gets set. Show me that on film where the box got set. Soon as my man got tackled, they did like this. Halftime.
We looked. We was confused.
The playoff.
Yes, we were confused.
All right, so listen. Now, again, that ain't got nothing to do with Verona and Marcus in there.
Right.
Probably don't know this. I played against Marcus in 2 state championships when I was at Hills. Respect. So
please don't remind me of that shit.
So I ain't even go there with you.
I went in over Verona on that shit.
So nothing but respect for them dudes. They did a great job. But again, like I tell people, this whole narrative that we was about to lose is crazy. It was 35-21 when they scored at the end of the game.
No,
If they was never getting ready to go up, they was trying to make the score look better.
Now, I don't know where that came from, because from my mouth, it was never about Verona going to win that game. I said that if Verona had a halfway decent offense in the first half, the game could have probably been different.
Yeah.
Now, I never went on record and said they was actually going to win. I just said that right? I've never said that.
You're right.
Right. I just said that for me, and like I said, because I know people were saying that, D.O., you right. It was like, man, I don't know, because, again, you got Verona, you got a new quarterback. Most of that championship guy, I think that was the last of those players last year that graduated. So this was a new regime coming in.
Absolutely.
Some of them maybe sophomores that had played last year, whatever. So I wasn't expecting much from the second game of the season anyway. And that quarterback looked rattled at the beginning. He was throwing the ball. He was on the bounce. He was throwing it. I was like, is he scared? But I didn't think he was. But they were just doing some things that was just kind of.
It ended up being, though, everybody was jumping on us for being in a close game with them.
What happened yesterday?
But I said hold up. But I said it. I said it then. But Verona's good.
Right.
Yes.
I told everybody they're good.
They are good
Man,
teams.
listen, that boy that they got playing D tackle.
56?
Man, he a grown man.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, boy. He a grown man. Like, we played the Mather. He still might be the best D lineman we played all year.
Absolutely.
East End, y'all heard that?
He still might be.
Correct.
So, I'm like, come on, man. Everybody jumping on us for having a close game with him. Y'all ain't good. Y'all almost lost
But that's only based off because y'all been killing people by 40.
But again,
that's y'all people doing that.
And that game was headed in that direction too. But
right, that's what I'm saying. That's why we left.
But a lot of people act like Verona was sorry. And I was like, they're not sorry.
No, they weren't sorry. It was just y'all people thinking they got this, by 40.
True.
And I said, okay, well, if they that goddamn good, why the fuck they didn't win by 40? I said, so that's why I said, when I get him, I'm going to ask him, did he take the foot off? Get in here. I know what you want to say. Get in here. Get in before I go there.
I mean, honestly, even when we're up at halftime, no matter who we're playing.
That was up 27-7, right?
Correct.
Right.
We always get on the kids about halftime adjustments. There's not a game where we just we're up. It could be 50-0, and we just, as coaches, we don't say anything. He always makes sure our kids are determined and focused. And like you said, that game, granted, Verona played hard, and we knew when they played teams down the line, they're not gonna give up. And like you said, 56 is probably the best D lineman, like you said. And we played DeMatha, who has a 4 or 5-star Power 5 D lineman, and he didn't impact the game the way 56 did.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like, we want to make sure to get that number correct. But I think that was him. But I'm going to say 54, 56, something like that. But like I said, I'm just saying, and I think what y'all was trying to compare that because the Springs barely beat them and y'all they came back on y'all. I guess y'all were looking from the said, well, damn, what was the problem?
Man, everybody was beating us up. That wasn't our people. That
No.
Tompkins dude. Oh, y'all struggling.
Who the hell is he?
He definitely not from Woodbridge. He got,
Well, we all know that.
Chesterfield written all over him. I'm gonna keep it
well, Chesterfield ain't the East End. Let's be clear. This is Chesterfield. That's the East End.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that cat is.
He got Chesterfield written all over him.
Yeah, well, the Chesterfield ain't the East End. Let me make sure that be clear.
But like you said, man, it
was some clowns.
I'm gonna tell you the respect. Like everybody's like, y'all ain't good. Y'all struggle with Verona. Like Verona not good. They good.
No,
I think it's played out that they're good.
No, they are good. They're good.
Right, so listen, everybody else didn't know that. I knew that.
Right.
I knew. Listen, the first game of the season we played Coolidge.
Right.
All right, Coolidge, they good in DC. All right,
Yeah, they DC good.
All right, they got some hood kids. They ain't gonna back down. They gonna be physical. It's still gonna make us thump.
Right.
All right, St. John's wanted to play me.
Right.
I'm like, whew.
Cause I think did Maury play somebody from up there?
Yeah, they play Wise.
No, they played somebody in DC. They scrimmage. Was
They
it
played Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Yeah.
But Gonzaga is a private school
right.
in DC.
Right.
Coolidge is DC.
Coolidge is DC.
DC.
Right.
So
Hood
kids
DC.
at Coolidge ain't the kids at Gonzaga.
Right.
So,
There's a big difference.
It costs $36,000 a year to go to Gonzaga.
Right.
All right. So this was my respect for Verona. For before all this played out, St. John's. Hey, come on, Dio, let's play on the 25th. I said, bro, come on, man. I said, we good. Like, but we only got 55, 60 kids. I can't play St. John's, Verona, and DeMatha and make it through the season.
Yeah.
I gave Verona the respect from the beginning. I just knew I'd be a dummy to try to play St. John's, then play Verona, then play DeMatha. That's, again, no matter what with Verona, I knew that they're going to show up and they're going to be physical and you're going to have to beat them.
Right.
They wasn't
Like,
going
you
to
have
lay
to.
down.
Yeah, them boys, yeah.
That school, it
Shout
ain't
out to
even built
Verona,
like
man.
that.
You know how my guys.
It ain't built like that. And like I said, I played against the coach. I know Jabari and them. It ain't going like that.
Right. No,
Now,
it ain't.
We might beat your head in.
Right.
But they going to be fighting.
Right.
Which end up being what was ultimately true.
True, right.
And I knew that before. I just said to say, I had that respect for him before, which is why I didn't take some of the games I could have took week one.
Right.
Because I was like, nah, we can't play them and then go to Verona and then try to turn around and play DeMatha. That's crazy.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like I said, just show the respect was always there. But everybody tried to disrespect us because we was in a close game with them.
Virginia Prep's pages went crazy. The next
Well, for real.
They tried to disrespect
we don't have no depth.
Like-
all
And the
that.
757 page. That's
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, they were killing y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
Rob,
gonna say
everybody,
no, I ain't gonna-
Demetrius Cook, all of them was
Look,
like,
man,
yo,
look.
But-
shout out to Cook, shout out to Rob.
But
Sure.
like you said, the game yesterday, we're not knocking because it is a rivalry, but that should have proven how good Verona has been all season.
Well, right, but that's a rival game. That game gonna be competitive no matter what.
Correct, but last year, what was the score?
It was 29-0. And
I'm not knocking. I'm not comparing
Right.
year by year, but I'm saying
That's a big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
It's a big goddamn difference between it 1 year. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: the East End still owe me because we forced them to change their hand and put them people in. It's one of the best adjustments, and I would say it to this day. When he took number 10 from safety, for a coach to in the middle of the game say, "Okay, this ain't it.
Right. Yeah.
You out. You out. You go to linebacker. You go to linebacker.
Yep.
My best receiver, number 6, who will be a D1 player for us.
DeMar Carter.
You go to safety.
That we call him D1. That's his nickname.
You go to safety, and number 1, guess what? You playing safety now every play. We got to get more athletes on the field, and he stuck with it.
Yep.
So, but y'all still owe that to us.
Yeah, and Anna he said we talked about this literally last night. They got some more problems on their hands they got to deal with to figure out
Who?
Verona. Shout out to Verona, by the way. Like I said, number 19, you a dog.
That's Caleb White.
He's a dog. He's next.
You said what problems they got to deal with? Because I want to hear this.
Like I said,
You willing to say it on camera? Or you not?
I'm willing to say it on camera.
Okay.
You guys can make a big run in Class 4, but number 19 Caleb needs to be your guy for the rest of the season because he made things happen in that Highland Springs game.
Well, he's talking about
I don't know.
Talking about the
I don't know.
Backup quarterback. He a freshman.
You gonna get in trouble for that.
You're a freshman. Nah, you
People gonna weigh you off of that. Linwood is their kid.
That's what I said. Wood. Hey, Wood.
Look, you an outsider, so you can say it.
Right.
They gonna be
I can't say that. Right.
He know he can't say it.
That's why his face was like.
He know he can't say
His
it.
face was like. Yeah, look.
I saw some things though, and you saw some things there too.
I saw some things, but I'm not willing to go that far with it.
Lee was looking at him like.
I'm like, listen, they came from BT Taylor. Do not come looking for me, telling me that you coming for me, because I'm telling you, I'm going to stand up for myself. So, Big Wood, I know you over there, Huguenot. I'm going to see you soon.
Don't say Big Wood no more.
Hey, I did that wasn't my comment, okay? Listen, Marcus Lewis and company going to figure that out, and they're going to do bets. Now, I did hear this morning that I think he had a concussion. So from what I understand, I don't think he's playing in next week's game. So I think Caleb
Get well, please.
again.
Concussions ain't no joke. Please get well.
Right.
For that.
So
please
yeah, get well for that stuff. Like I said, but I heard that he was cleared to come back in. But I think, the people stepped in and was like, no, we saw him that he was knocked out, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Dr. Reese and them at Ortho in Virginia, you know what I'm saying? And my man, Dr. Odom as well. But again, that's a topic for another day.
Right.
That's kind of a good problem that you got if you got two guys that are capable of playing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want to kind of get on that Springs thing yesterday, man. I mean, look, y'all heard what Harry Lee said, right?
Yep.
What did Harry Lee tell y'all after the game?
He told us we better have someone to play for our senior night.
No, he said it doesn't matter as long as you win the game.
That's what he said.
That too.
Dio, what you have to say
That
about
too.
that?
I mean, we plan on winning every Friday. You know what I mean? Like, man, like I said, that's the thing I love with, like you said, the programs that are good. Like, you could talk, joke, laugh. It's always a mutual respect.
Oh, my chat was on my phone was jumping yesterday. They just knew that Powder Springs was going to lose that game. And what do I continue to tell y'all? I'm going to say it one time. I'm going to say it again. I said with Verona basketball, when they went back-to-back, and what do I always tell y'all? In Coach Boom, I trust. And I'm saying the same thing with Highland Springs. I keep telling you, in Coach Johnson, I trust. I trust that staff.
That's how it should be.
That's what I'm saying. And that last drive, and then that onside kick told you exactly. That's why I keep telling people it comes down to coaching in late game season and in the playoffs. And if you do not have coaching, you're not going to win. That has been proven.
Can I say the same thing back?
Sure.
And this guy we trust, no matter
exactly.
No, I get you saying it. Correct. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
What you supposed to say? You know what I'm
but
saying?
like you said, Coach earned that, man. So that's how. And like you said, Marcus and them on the way.
Trust me.
They are I'm gonna say this. We play a lot of. They are a well-coached football team. They do a lot of football things.
And listen,
and I'm gonna say this. And as always, as young black men and coaches, like I love to see it because I hate on the other side. Like, people always gonna see me like, oh, young black man got his hat on, he dressed this way.
Right.
Marcus in the same way.
Yeah.
Like, so
you still seen Marcus yesterday.
We still know football and, like you said, how to empower young people, and some people can't get over that. And that not just him, but they are staff.
He gets singled out like that.
Yes. That's doing it the right way.
Right. Because y'all in the same age group. Right.
Yeah, and I'm looking at them like, man, they doing football. On the other side, you got some of these dudes up here. I'm like, man, why are you a coach? Like, you're not doing nothing. Don't got nothing to do with wins and losses.
Right.
What I'm looking at on film, that's not football, y'all. Like, come on, bro. So anytime I see it the right way, I'm going to say respect. And like you said, I think the thing that gets omitted, and you've been here before us, is how many good African-American coaches it is winning, doing it the right way.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, ain't nothing but respect and love. Not that it's not good the other way. I'm not saying that.
No, it's much harder for us.
Yeah.
And that's why it's much harder for us. And that's why I said, shout out to Coach Marcus and them over there at Verona, man. Everybody on that coaching staff. I don't worry about it.
Everybody.
Listen, man.
But me, it's crazy.
Though.
Right. And Marcus called me. It's crazy. Marcus called me at 10:30 Friday night before the game. And I'm sitting up here. He said, man, he was talking about the feedback. So he was like, man, that dude, Coach Blunt, man, he seemed like he a real cool dude. I said, he was on and off the camera. He was giving another brother a coach. And I told him, I said, shouldn't you be getting ready to watch the damn, planning for the Hot Springs game tomorrow?
But look, the whole Richmond, though, y'all got They good. Armstrong good.
Armstrong doing
Thomas
T-
there.
T-
Looking up.
How did that
TJ?
game go? I
TJ
was seeing
doing
some
well.
on the news.
TJ and
Oh yeah, how'd that go? Who won?
TJ won that game. Very
All right, but both of them good.
Both of them good.
So man, y'all got a lot of good football going on.
We do.
Period.
And that's why I try to use my platform to try to highlight this stuff and have you guys on live on Tuesday nights and out here. That's why I say I appreciate y'all because, and I was telling Tim the same thing. I said, listen, man, I gotta go down to the 7-5. I gotta get Morrisette. I gotta get Phoebus because those guys usually don't talk. You know, Darryl don't usually say too much.
True.
So if you get Darryl to talking, it's like, hey man, you doing something. The same thing with Coach Blunt. Yeah. He don't really say too much, and he said the reason why. He said he got in trouble. He said on the podcast he got in trouble with social media, so he really don't say too much because he got to watch what he say. Because a lot of times they be saying stuff in the stands, and he be ready to, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be talking about people like that. So, and that's why I say I give you guys, and that's why a lot of times, and going to Priv say what the hell he want.
For sure.
Like
shout out
yesterday, shout out to Priv. And what did he say? What he said? So he said the OC at Warwick was trash and all this other stuff that the Reed was like. And we asked the Reed, I was like, well, how the hell do you just let Priv say what the hell he want? He said, Priv who he is, Bryce who he is, and it worked. Same thing what you said. You, listen, y'all two is different from him. Now, I heard Jeff be... Look, we ain't going to Jeff, man. Jeff be saying some crazy ass shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeff, man.
But everybody's staff got them energized.
And that's the reason why I always have the coaching staff on because everybody wants to call D.O. They clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Not the local media, but these podcast dudes, they want to let me just get D.O. Let me get D.O. stuff like the head coach or whatever. Let me get Lauren Johnson. Let me get Marcus. No, bring the staff in here because y'all can give a different perspective of a lot of positions, especially the position coach. You can talk more about this player than the other guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, Brendan, you may know what's y'all receiver name? Was it Juju you were talking about?
Juju.
Yeah, right. So you like, okay, well, you might could talk more about Juju than BT can. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, or DL. So I'm just like, come on, man. That's why I like to have y'all on because I give different perspective, stuff like that. But no, this was a great talk, man. I want y'all to go into Freedom by 40, the documentary. I watched only 2 of them so far.
Man, you tripping.
You need to watch all.
No,
What is it, we at
listen,
13?
man,
I think we
I got to run this here.
Yeah. So what? Put on that TV you had my Niners.
Look, first of all, I'm not always in here, sir. You always know. Look, I was in Phoebus a couple weeks ago.
True.
I was up at y'all school a couple weeks ago.
True.
I was supposed to be at the 757. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I got to be over here. I got to be over there. I got to be at these games. Marcus called me, told me something. Man, you was asleep. I said, yeah. He said, I thought you was at the game or something. No, man, I was asleep trying to catch up on some of this rest. You know what I'm saying? Look, my days go like this. My Sundays, I try to have them days be available. Monday and Tuesdays are days where I try to kind of catch up on podcasts and stuff because I watch them at night while I listen to them. But I like to kind of watch the stuff too. And it's kind of, since I drive, it's kind of hard for me to kind of watch and drive, so I kind of listen. But I've only watched like 2 of them. And I was just like, man, I got to go back and start from the beginning because I think I started.
Got to start from the beginning.
Yeah. So I think I watched, what was it the week I talked to? Because I think I was sitting in my bathroom and I was just like, I'm just standing there, just cleaning the bathroom, and I was just like watching the joint. I was like, oh my God. As a matter of fact, I think it was after y'all played Ryan. I think it was that one. And I can't remember. And I was just like, damn, you know. Then I think it was one that y'all, I think was it Garfield? Yeah, I think it was Garfield. That was the only one I watched. So I hadn't really got to it's like I'm watching it, stop, watch it, stop. So that's why I say I got to do a binge watch where I kind of watch all of it. And I wanted to kind of have that stuff here today for y'all so I can kind of go on it. But going to that, man, what was that? Who came up with that and what was that all about?
So, you know, I think the Freedom by 40 is just a mentality. Truthfully, it was the camera guy that was just around us. Shout out ABB Video. He was around us, you know, with the state championship speech.
Right.
And then the one before the regional championship. And then he was like, man, we need to do this all year.
Yeah.
So shout out him and 5K TV. They kind of came together and they went through the proper channels at the county, got everything okayed, approved. And, you know, it kind of just gives insight, show the human side. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not just football all the time. And it showed that, you know, we got great, like, you got one, we had team dinner. You know, people probably don't know we do team dinner every Thursday together, not just the kids, but families, whoever, parents. So it gave people a chance to see, you know, us in other lights, you know what I mean? And like you said, it also kind of put on display, like, just what our program about. And like you said, people at first like, man, they talking trash, Freedom by 40, but it's a mentality. Like I said, everything that we got to go through, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, we got to win. They're not going to let us win close.
Right.
The people in our area, the school, they're not going to let us win close. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And that's okay, because as it pertains to life, when you coming from us, it's like that.
Right.
So,
and people think we use that as a crutch, and that's not
the truth. It's motivation.
Right.
But like I tell the kids, use it as your motivation. It ain't an excuse not to be great. It's motivation. So it kind of shows a little bit more depth, give it a little bit more personal side, but it really is his vision. And, you know, they kind of, you know what I mean, he kind of took off with it, and we gave him our blessing. And it allowed the kids, you know, they like it. They smiling at the camera. And, you know, so I was worried about it being a distraction, but then I wasn't, because ABB Video does it, and he makes sure it's not. And even realer, like, some of the stuff that he edits out is great. You know what I mean? Like, it's having somebody that you trust do it.
Absolutely.
Is the tough part. And having somebody, we found somebody that we trust, and he got the best interest of the program in it. Because I be looking like, oh man, when is this about to come up? I remember this happened on Tuesday.
Right.
It ain't in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
give me your take on that jump, man.
When it first started, I was just kind of not confused, but I didn't know kind of what was going on. And he told us about it, but it, like he said, it kind of gives people a more in-depth look and kind of see day-to-day, especially at the beginning when we, you know, through camp and, you know, different things like that. And it kind of lets, even like seeing our kids, like kind of like lets people know, like, our kids do have personalities. And even there's been episodes where he's had, because he could just put it all on him, where he's had different coaches featured and whether it's different periods, but it kind of shows you, like, week by week kind of the growth of this year's team, and kind of seeing where we started at the beginning of the year to go through the, you know, necessarily I would say the struggles of the Verona game, to go through the DeMatha game and see kind of that stop, start, and see just how resilient our kids are, and the day-to-day kind of, I wouldn't say struggles, but the day-to-day kind
I think it's dope,
pressures
man.
of it. Yeah.
BT?
Oh, man, I love it. I mean, I think it's a great way to showcase of everything that we do in our everyday life, coaching wise. I mean, I think it shows the hard work that we put in every single day. I think the kids have a good time with it, like being showcased and everything. It's helped with recruiting as well. Like, I have college coaches calling me up, say, yo, when's that next episode coming out? Like, they be calling me like every single week. And I'm like, I'll let you know. And I'll usually send it to them along with tape and anything that goes to recruiting and anything like that, transcripts. So it's helped them on a local stage, but it's also helped them on a kind of like a national stage.
Yeah. Because Harold Lee called me, because Harold Lee said he watch all of them. And I told him, I said, I hadn't got to that point yet, man. My schedule just don't allow me. Y'all can sit down and have sit-down jobs, stuff like that. I ain't got to that point. So I finish it.
You know, the first time I heard it was after the Verona game. And when the Verona coaches said it to me, it's something about the video. I looked over like, oh, so I didn't realize how, like BT said, how many people actually watch it on the daily. So it kind of shocked me a little bit, like, oh, like, not at them being a man, but like, how far it's reached, you know.
No,
not just
it is,
7-3,
man, because there's respect. Like, once you win, man, it changes a lot of things, man, when you win, especially the way that y'all won last year. Y'all beat up a lot of teams, especially when y'all beat up Western Branch. I mean, I really wanted to see Oscar Smith. I mean, that's how I see it. I wanted to see Oscar Smith, but, you know, y'all beat them. But y'all got Western Branch, and y'all kind of just getting demolished them, man. Just like that really wasn't fair. Y'all ain't had to do that, man. And that was a really good Western Branch team too, man. But why y'all do that, man? Like, what y'all trying to do?
You know, the crazy thing is that's where your man, shout out Cook.
Shout out Cook.
You know, they was talking about we ride horses.
Yeah, that's my guy. Shout out to Cook. That's my guy.
Me and him talked afterwards. So,
yeah.
You know, it's some football that was missing in that game. That team was really good.
Yeah.
It was some football that was missing. And to be honest with you, when I was watching the film, I was like, I couldn't believe they beat Manchester.
Yeah, I was at that game with him.
I've coached against the Manchester. He gave me my first humble pie. So I'm like, okay, I respect, the football. And I was like, I couldn't understand on the football side why they lost that game. Football-wise, not talent.
Thank you.
Football-wise, I was like, you know what I mean? Because Western Branch was talented.
Right, they were. They had some dogs, right.
It's just some football stuff that was missing. Now, that may or may not been the coach's fault or whoever, but it was some football that was missing.
Right.
I don't know how it got to that, but it missed.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I was sitting behind them, so I heard
Manchester, I view them as good football.
Right.
And they weren't overcome the talent. And their talent is good.
Right. So shout out to Tom Hall in Manchester.
That kind of always, you know what I mean? Like I said, they gave us, gave me my first humble pie, a learned lesson in the state championship, you know what I mean? So
how humbling was that, though?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
They had a good team that did.
True, but this is what I tell you I learned from that. Like, we're a spread team, right? So that was the first time somebody matched us athlete for athlete. Cool. When we got in our big set, double tight stuff, we was moving the ball on them.
Okay.
And nobody remembers we scored. All right, so it was 14-7. All right, then we going down the field again, they score again, 21-7. We getting our double tight, we running on them because now it take the athletes out. Now you got to have proper run fits.
Right.
All that stuff. We killing them.
Right.
We scored right before the half to make it 21-14, but we get a holding call.
Called it back. So
we go into halftime 21-7. So I say that to say I wasn't disciplined enough to stay in the big set.
Okay.
Heavy set. I was trying to win a certain way instead of just win. And if I would have stayed in that, now they still might have beat our ass, but it wouldn't have been what it was.
What it was.
And I saw it right before the half. We were successful when we was in that, and when we was in our spread, we weren't as much. And I learned that lesson that day, and ever since then, they know we stay with a big set that we practice for when you get to that. And I think, like you said, you've seen it. If you look, South County, Madison, they haven't had the athletes sometimes.
Right.
Or Westfield. Think about Westfield. Some of them Oscar Smith teams they beat.
They beat them.
But they in double tight.
Right.
And now them athletes don't mean nothing. Them run fits gotta be perfect. And you get a play here, play there. So I learned that lesson, that game from, like I said, Manchester, shout out to them and Tom and Coach Hall. I was like, okay, so this is what you gotta have. So like you said, man, it was like you said, I learned that.
And what y'all being said, because you mentioned that, why does the Northern Virginia, let me deal with it. Why y'all region of the state get considered soft from the rest of the state?
I don't think that. I think that.
No, I'm not saying that. Well, okay.
I think that's old school.
Well, let me take that back. Let me preach that because it's not us doing that. Yeah. It's 757 doing that.
Oh, they always gonna be like that.
Right. It's 757 doing that.
They always gonna be
so why do you think that they always, so with you knowing that, did you last year when you played Branch, did you have all that in your mind, like we gonna show them what we about? No,
absolutely. So let's put it plain and simple without taking a bunch of time. Like, if you look at the pregame speech I gave, I said that about 7x17. Like,
yeah,
they think we don't have a why.
Right.
You know what I mean? They think they're the only ones with a why that grew up with a tough background. Like, we just playing football for fun and just to pass through the day. And, that was our message that day. Like, we got a why too. We're going to show you that it don't matter if you in Chesapeake, East End, Woodbridge, we got a why. And we going to find it. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said, this is just normal. But like I tell people, like, our school, you got more Caucasian kids on your team than we do.
Right.
Why you think that about us?
Right. Route one and Woodbridge a little bit different than what you think.
That's that old school, like, you know what I mean? And it's, it is what it is, but it's just banner football talk. Like you said, I played semi-pro in the 7x7. Shout out Hampton Road Hurricanes for 5 years with Tate, Vonnie Wiggins.
Yeah, Tate.
His son played for Maury.
Yep.
Tim Vaughn was our owner. Like, Andre McClone, coach at Hampton High School. Most people don't know this. My first cousin is the head coach, Willie at Hampton. So
really?
I got ties down there too, man. But they just think their why is bigger than everybody else's.
Yeah.
For a long time, it was.
Right. Oh yeah, for years it was.
It was.
Yeah, for let me try. Decades it was.
It was, but
yeah, but
it ain't
now,
like that no more.
now it's not like that no more. And to be honest with you, they can't handle it. they can't handle it because now it's not, and it's not. And I'm not saying Cook and Rob and them.
No,
It's some other people that I know. It's like, well, because of the reclassifications, no. Let me say this: if you are what you say you are, and who you always been. Classifications don't fucking matter, okay?
I say that. It don't. The best team in every class could play against the best team in every class.
That's what I'm saying.
Peebles could beat anybody. Dinwiddie last year could beat anybody. Holland
Right.
Springs could beat anybody.
Right.
We could beat anybody. That don't mean we're going to do it, but
Right.
it ain't just because somebody class 4 and 3 don't mean they ain't good. They still good. It's high school football.
No. So what y'all think about that question I asked about this North Virginia being soft, man? What y'all think, man?
I think it goes back to how it used to be, but I think kind of like you said, like those Westfield teams when they were playing Oscar Smith, I think they kind of
I
changed.
think they beat them, 3 years in a row?
3 years
Something like
in a
that?
row.
3 years
I
in a
think
row.
it kind of changed that narrative, and I just think it's way different now. So I think that's how like in the 80s and in the 90s, that's how it was. But even when he was in high school, Hilton was still going to. They were still proving who they were.
Just coming down here
Don't even
beating
remind me of that stuff.
Mike Robb and Coach Marcus in there.
Yeah, I know. I constantly remind those guys of that 20. What it was up 27-7,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I said, here we go again.
Yeah, but I think it's also like you said, it's all that old street mentality going out the window. Like,
Right? Yeah.
Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with this game about to have it.
No, it doesn't. Let's talk about this cross bracketing, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know I want to give y'all what y'all want to hear. Originally, when it came out, the format came out, when everybody looked ahead at the beginning of the season, they saw College Springs coming up to Division 6 now to face this Freedom team that's been killing everybody, right? Then we saw when possibly can y'all play Springs in the game, and then originally it was set up for y'all not discrediting anybody else, but we're not, to meet possibly in the state semifinals. Mm-hmm. Now it seems like the VHSL said, well, wait a minute. We probably going to lose out on some money here. If we work this thing right, and if things work the way that they're going to work, we could possibly have a Freedom and Holland Springs state championship match. Now, I don't want to look too far ahead, but y'all guys, Harry Lee been getting on y'all asses, man. Again, don't give me the Coach Blunt answer, because I know what y'all going to say, because Coach Blunt was like, we'll cross that bridge. You got to get... do y'all want Springs or not, man? Let's just be straight up, man. Let's cut the bullshit.
I'm going to say this. I want whoever make it out of that. Hey, true. And
and I'm not just trying to discredit Manchester or Dale.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Even Smith or somebody. Like,
Right. I don't want to do that.
I'm going to tell you this.
But
I want to be there. You know what I mean? And we got to do our part. I want to be there. Like, and I'll give you the insight on that. What happened is somebody in the East End reminded the VHSL that they voted on this.
Really, that's what we doing?
What? I'm just saying. They reminded the
It had to be somebody in the East End.
They reminded the VHSL that they voted on this at the last meeting.
Priv said the same thing, but I'm not gonna say.
Okay, listen. I have the information. I got the information. Oh, shit. I messed you up, Tim? I got the information.
That's a sounding board.
Somebody reminded the VHSL that they voted on this back at the last meeting. Because remember, it used to change every 2 years.
Yes.
It's supposed to,
They stopped that because of COVID.
Right.
Because they didn't want people traveling and the sickness stuff.
Right.
That's why they stopped it.
Right.
So nobody remembered that they voted on it, and they voted to go back to cross-play, but somebody in the East End, they remembered. So then they brought it up, and here we are. But this is how it's supposed to be. I mean, it's how it's supposed to be. It should.
Because it's supposed to change at 25.
Yeah, it's supposed to change every 2 years.
Right. Go ahead. Go. I know y'all two been waiting.
Well,
go ahead. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm gonna say this. Like he said, we have to do our part to get there.
Yeah.
So necessarily, we aren't overlooking anybody, when Springs came up to Division 6, I mean, as coach, we had a conversation like we could possibly play them in the semifinals. But he, just like he reminds the kids, he reminds us we have to go week. We have to go week by week because we could mess around, and play a Battlefield again, and then we could. Nobody's saying that we're beating them,
Right.
But we're confident in what we have. But at the same time, like in Springs, say the same. Like we have to make it.
You dealing with high school
those
kids?
things.
They go
Yeah.
crazy on you in a minute.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So that's.
No,
give them kind of
I get
advice.
it. I mean, in a perfect world, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, no, you have to play the games first in order to get there. And like I said, if y'all take this into disrespect, then so be it. If you were relevant, and because you can win, but don't nobody really want to see you, Otis. You know what they said? Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. No, let me be very clear. I'm fuck all the bullshit. No disrespect to Manchester or Thomasdale, but if y'all beat Highland Springs and happen to play Freedom, ask me how many people gonna be there. I sit here and wait. Matter of fact, I sit Indian style and wait. Outside of the people that's in your general area. If you, and I'm just being honest, that's not being disrespectful. That's just being straight up.
Well, I'm telling you.
But if you sit up here and say, because this is what happened. When y'all played Madison last year, how many people left the goddamn game and said, all right, we're ready to leave? Now, if it happened to be, let's just say, for instance, a Maury Stonebridge and a Highland Springs Freedom, do you think anybody in their right mind gonna leave that goddamn stadium? I sit here and I wait for y'all to tell me.
No, it's a better ticket in Forsyth.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
It don't mean like you said it's gonna play because obviously, like you said, every year you want to see Alabama and Georgia.
Thank you.
But it don't mean it's gonna go that way.
It don't mean it actually don't even go that way.
Sitting
Right.
here, you didn't rehash some old feelings of mine. I want to be there, and I want to win to get. I might want Manchester back though. I might need my.
Well,
bike
you
back.
know what?
I might
You know
need
what?
my
That
bike
might
back.
that right there. You know what?
I ain't know, me and Coach Johnson,
Right.
we cool.
Right.
I might need me and Coach Hall cool. I'm
hold
just
on.
talking football.
Right,
I might
right.
need my
Hold
bike
on.
back.
You want to do what Bryce told her Lee? You want your ball back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you tell it Manchester. Go ahead, and tell them you want their ball back.
Like I said, I hope it's them. I want my bike back. Like Debo and Rig. I want my bike back.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got, but again, I'll be excited to play either one. I get
Right.
Highland Springs and us is probably a
Right.
bigger
So I
ticket.
take it.
For
right,
sure.
take it. Right. But then
sure.
again, you're right. I take that back. Manchester, I am sorry. You're right. That would be a big ticket because now it's a rematch for 2018.
Now, everybody else might not care.
Right.
But
right,
I care.
Right.
You
right.
know what I mean?
That would be a decent ticket.
Now,
but
I
it
just
won't
want to be there. Like you said,
Right.
it's better football to come.
Right.
And, for us anyway, we ain't been doing a lot of football. We've been winning, but ain't been a lot of football.
Right.
Now, we got St. Michael this weekend that just lost to Benedictine, and they played Trinity to beat Trinity.
Well, they beat Trinity without their star players. Let's just go ahead
Yeah,
and
what
say
would
that.
happen?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. What
Fat
happened?
Red didn't play. Walee's son didn't play.
Sheesh.
The quarterback didn't play. And I think Deuce might have played, but I think Deuce ought to probably play maybe a quarter, maybe. And anybody from Trinity, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, they didn't play.
See, that ain't the story I'm getting.
Fat Red didn't play. Fat Red got hurt the game before. So Fat Red just came back against St. Chris.
Yeah. So,
And the Deuce played, and then Waleed still didn't. Waleed's son, y'all saw about the St. Chris game. Like, Waleed's son still didn't play.
yeah, so we got St. Michael that hope they're going to be better football for us because they got athletes. We still got to do better football. Seriously. I get what you're saying, but we got to do better football, so we need that. Like, that's what we do miss. Like, I get what Cook, you know what I'm saying, about our district schedule. It do be messing, but that's why we play tough teams before.
Well, this is the thing. Can we settle this? Because this is what I think we settled it on live the other night. Y'all don't get any points for playing DeMatha.
No, we don't.
Right. Freedom casual fans, did y'all hear that? You don't get any points for playing them. You heard it from the coach.
No, we don't.
Next subject.
We don't.
No, I know because the delusional fan base, the Ringling Brothers Bottom of Bailey Circus, that's in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Hey.
No,
Right.
no, because they're delusional. You thought I wasn't going to say it because I was on. They're delusional. You don't get any points for playing private schools that's outside of their association.
No,
Am
you
I
do.
right or wrong?
No, you
you
do.
don't.
Listen.
Or the state association.
Listen, you do. We don't get points for the DeMatha because it wasn't finished.
Y'all don't get y'all wasn't gonna get any points either way.
Yes, we do. Listen to me. I'm
Okay,
telling
all
you.
right. Okay.
So before
Break this down.
when you play these games, you send it to the VHSL.
Okay.
They give you points. Like when we play St. Michael, we're gonna get 26 for a win.
Okay.
All right. And we'll get rider points. Now, we won't get rider points for schools that they beat that are boarding schools.
Okay.
So if it's a boarding school, we won't get them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So like a boarding school,
Like Benedictine.
like Benedictine,
Or Woodbury
or
for us.
Woodbury,
Yep.
or
All
Episcopal.
Yep. So we won't get points for them beating Benedictine. They lost to Episcopal, so it don't matter.
Okay.
Makes sense. So Coolidge is a DC school.
Right.
We get
Yep.
the same points.
Because they're an association, though.
It don't matter. They're not VHSL.
No, they're not. Right.
They're a bordering state.
Neighboring state. Right.
All right. So when Dinwiddie went to Ohio, that didn't count
Right. Just like the Quince Orchard game didn't count.
because it's not.
I mean, Good Counsel game didn't count for Stonebridge.
There you go.
Right.
All right. So the VHSL will tell you before the year if it's going to count. Our DeMatha game was going to count. They're not a boarding school. We was going to get points if we would have finished the game.
Right. Okay.
We were. Now,
Yep.
we might not have got this. This where you're right.
Okay.
We might not have got all the rider points based off of who they beat because
Okay.
they do play schools that board.
Right.
Yep.
That makes sense?
That makes sense.
So we'll still get the points for beating them because they don't board. But let's say they played a team in Ohio that board.
Right.
We won't get that. They played another team in Florida that board. We won't get them. Makes sense.
So you'll get so will it be enough points to jump? I think y'all right
Yes,
second
ma'am.
right now.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me say something. If you look at, we're gonna be number one as long as we don't let St. Michael beat us because we're less than a full point under Mountain View, and they got a whole nother game than us.
Yes.
All right. They're going to be divided by 10.
Okay.
We're going to be divided by 9. That
Right.
400 tenths of a point ain't going to hold up. What my man say over here? The math ain't
math.
It ain't going to matter.
Okay.
As long as we don't lose,
Right.
we're going to jump them.
So the road again will go through
Yeah.
Woodbridge instead of going through Mountain View.
Yep. And then like I told Cook and them, everybody give our area all this credit. Y'all ain't playing nobody. But you came and the score still was 70 to 14. No. So what's the difference? What's the difference? If we beating the people in our area 70,
I can't
and then
argue
we
that.
score 70 on you.
Right. I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
And then we score 50.
I can't argue that.
We scored 50 in the state championship.
Right.
What-
I can't argue
How
that,
can you
Dio.
say our area not good?
He been waiting for this. He has been waiting for this.
But like,
Right.
Now, this year, I don't care if we win by one. Typical coach response.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
As long as we win, but everybody had a lot to say about who we was playing.
But you played
then
Brent.
you got here and
right.
you got the same
And
thing
you got the same thing, right.
that the people that we played got.
Right.
You got the same treatment. You was supposed to.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
And-
And Cook even went on record and said he couldn't argue that.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, and he called me. He said, man, yeah, what I saw, man, yeah, they like that. He
Nah,
did say
Me and
that.
him talked afterwards. That's what I said.
He said he
He
talked
real
to you.
one.
Yeah,
Good people. He real one.
yeah, yo, Cook straight up.
He
Shout out to my cat
talk.
Cook.
Man, he doing this thing. I ain't taking it personal. That's
Yeah.
why when my parents or fans be getting into it, you see, I don't say that.
Yeah, nah,
I
yeah,
let
okay,
him go ahead.
yeah.
I let him go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. But you know,
'Cause-
man, I got to get on some of that. Like, so, you know, I be very selective in who I go back at. You know what I'm saying? Not like nobody wife or nobody
Yeah.
kids and nothing like that. But you know who I'm talking about. Some of these delusionals, okay? You
Absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
look, he because I be on him Tuesday night and be like, because we be on him. We be killing him. Hey, look, y'all got to be on that joke because I think this week supposed to be Q from Green Rant and Priv coming back. Oh, you already know. You already know. But yeah, we be giving him a hard time. But it's all love, man, for real.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be on the program.
Absolutely.
Y'all state champions, so we gotta make it hard for you like that. And again, anything can happen, and I'm just hoping that it plays out and everybody gets the game that you want to see. But the thing about it is not like you're gonna see the Springs with all this D1 talent, like the 2018 Springs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you gonna get like
keep them excuses to yourself. Whoever there, I don't want to hear no excuses about who they got. None of that. Who they got is who they got. No, you putting in a disclaimer already. No disclaimers. Whoever get there, get there. No disclaimers. I don't want to hear about nothing about who they got.
they got a Power 5 quarterback.
Disclaimers.
Yep.
They got a Power 5
Whoever
quarterback.
get there.
Right.
They ain't the only ones.
Ladies and
I can't
gentlemen,
believe you just tried to put a disclaimer on the state championship game. Whoever get there, they there. They got whatever happen, gotta happen. You can't put a disclaimer on it.
first of all, let me be clear, sir. That was a good comeback. That was a good one.
Hey.
That was a good one, Dio. I wasn't doing that. First of all, I'm not speaking for the Springs. Let me make that clear. I'm not. Let me put that out there. I am a fan, okay? So I don't want to make these
Me
are
too.
not. Hold on. This is not a comment that comes from Harry Lee or Coach Johnson or anybody, Puka or anybody like that. That's not. This is not them. This is BallinVA talking. Let me make that clear, okay?
Go ahead.
Now, I wasn't making any excuses, but just for the fan base, for the casual fan base, that's who I was talking to. Y'all delusional fan base that thinks, oh man, because they're good at that. Well, yeah, that Springs team, they're not going to say high. No, that Highland team. They say they don't say Highland Springs, they say Highland. Highland Springs, people, okay? Make sure you put both of them up there. State champion Highland Springs, okay?
Multiple times?
Well, multiple times.
Multiple times.
The only one of two teams,
Yep.
or one of three teams that's accidental four-peat in the state. You already got to come in, Tim, so let's stop looking at the clock. You already know you got, look, I'm just picking with you. No.
So
but-
if to say all that, you don't say nothing after that.
no, first of all,
full Pete, don't say what they ain't got and what they got.
No. I'm speaking to the delusional fan base that think,
Oh,
okay,
no.
hold on. They might think.
No.
They might think,
No, man.
where are all these first of all, Highland Springs gonna be Springs. They gonna do what they gonna do. So if they show up, it's gonna be a battle match. And if y'all happen to win the game, I'll be the first to go in there and congratulate y'all and say what I'm gonna say.
No doubt.
I have
Absolutely.
no problem with doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I had to talk to the delusional fan base that's in Woodbridge. They be talking crazy, like, what's his name? Detrail Adams or whatever. What his name is?
That's right.
Yeah, him.
That's all
I had to-
our kids that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to people like that who didn't quite understand what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I am not copping a plea. Highland Springs is definitely not copping a plea. So if we get the game, we'll be there in the cold.
You just
and
said
make
we.
the best team win.
You just said we.
And all
You
that
sure
stuff
did.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ducking no smoke. Ain't nobody gonna run.
You said we, by the way.
Keep going.
You said we, though.
Well,
You said we.
I had to
I don't know,
include
keep
myself.
going. Keep going.
I had to include myself because I've been
Okay,
talking
got it.
trash.
Oh,
So
I got you.
I had to say we.
Okay, I
you know what I'm
got you, I
saying?
got you.
Because I am going to be, either in the stands or either on the sideline with the Springs. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm hoping they're going to win. That's just what it is. Y'all here with me? It ain't gonna take me. It's not gonna just take away the love that I got for y'all.
No.
But I am an 804 guy.
I don't want you
You
to
look,
disrespect them
I'm
by
not.
saying this ain't this team.
No,
This
I
ain't
won't do that.
Whoever show up in that black and gold,
That's exactly. That's what we're
Black
gonna do.
gold.
Because they already got motivation anyway. Because ain't nobody to even talk about them since they lost to Maury. So
They
they
dumb.
ain't. They
Yeah.
well,
Definitely dumb.
they ain't. They ain't, because it's Manchester. Manchester stuck right with them. And Maury beat them, and, they barely beat so-and-so. They barely beat them up. People, get a life. Just show up to the game if these two happen to play.
Yeah, man.
And I will be in full BallinVA gear, so you will not have to find me. I'll be very visible for you to see and to find. So, and if they happen to win the game, if they happen to play each other, I'll come on over and shake my hand and, just don't be disrespectful. But you can say, hey, we told you, blah, blah, blah. You can have that moment. I'm good. But we got to get there. But you got me, Dio. That's a good one.
Nah.
You got me on that one.
again, like you said, I said it when we first sat down. They top dogs because of what they've done and who they are. They should get that respect. And it got to be Gotta be earned, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, we just got to the grown-up table. We was at the little Tykes orange table with the yellow top.
Y'all
Over
moving
here.
on up, man.
Now we here, we got real plates and furniture.
Y'all at the bottom now, y'all here.
Yeah, we had the table, you know what I mean? But they the top dogs, Stonebridge, those guys. Even Maury, they trying to.
More trying to do the same thing,
They're trying to
right?
do the same thing.
I mean, you look at Phoebus. Phoebus did it 9
Phoebus up there,
times.
so that's what I'm
9
saying.
times in 20-some years, man.
Phoebus at the, you know what I mean?
With three different coaches.
And I would tell you, like you said, people ain't paid attention to us as much till last year, but we've been good. We've been there knocking on the door.
Right.
You know, we went to Lake Taylor. So I've been playing 7x17.
Yeah, well, Harry always talks about. He always give you credit for that. Me and him have our talks and stuff like that. He always telling me like he's up on it, so he just be fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? But
we played Lake Taylor 7x7. Good God, they came up here, man, and we beat the brakes off them, like 65-6. Man, the next year we went down there. It's kind of like Veron. Yeah, y'all need to get that shit together and visit the locker rooms. That locker room they put us in that veranda. Come on, man. That's a trap house. Trap house.
Man, we barely had room. Our kids barely had room to get changed. He said you got to get changed.
Okay.
He said get changed
I
outside.
tell you what, go to Dinwiddie and see what you get.
Listen, all right, so this what happened. We went to Lake Taylor after we beat them the year before. You know, our kids, they on the ground, 7x7, all this, right? So we go down there. It's hot as hell.
Oh, you
They
serious?
put us in this room probably the size of the studio. It's boiling in there.
Oh my God.
Man, you walk past their joint, they got 15 mist fans blowing. It's painted. Our joint look just like the veranda joint. Ain't no paint on the wall.
Wow.
It's old B equipment in here. It's just terrible.
Hey, at least y'all had a place to go.
So listen, they beat us. Man, them tell you we take our lumps. They beat us, bro.
Wow.
The whole stand lined up on the field, making a tunnel to the locker room, and the man in the PA booth was playing James Brown, the Big Payback.
Oh.
Hey, look,
wow.
I looked at the kids and I said, put your helmet on. We gotta walk through. We gotta take it. You dished it out last year when we won. Now you gotta take it.
That's true. That's true.
They played James Brown, the Big Payback.
Hey, man.
All the way to the locker room, the whole tunnel of the fans and everything.
Man, listen, it be like that sometimes, bro.
Well, I'm gonna do y'all. Hey, anybody that come to Woodbridge, Virginia, 804 7x7, you gonna get the same treatment that I got on the East End.
hey, y'all heard that,
Trap
right?
house with a stool
Man,
and your imagination. That's it.
go to Dinwiddie and see what you get.
Oh man.
I go to Manchester and see what you get.
Meanwhile, my AD, when we get visitors, he letting the other team ball
Man,
gators,
what?
all this.
We don't have those nice amenities.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We don't
you
have
got
those
a brand. Don't do that. Our AD giving people gators and stuff to put their equipment
Apparently,
around.
y'all up, y'all come.
Escorted through the school in the nice girls' locker room.
Right,
And,
nice
Come to-
team room we give everybody, feed them after the game.
Hey, Harry Lee,
Trap
hook them
house.
up with the Springs, yo. Well, y'all look, get a game with the Springs or home and home with the Springs, and Harry Lee will hook y'all up.
Hey,
I can't speak for Verona.
We tried that.
Yeah, well, Coach Johnson had to go.
I'm just saying we tried it.
He told y'all.
I'm with it. I'm just saying we tried it.
Hey,
I'm not
you see, you
saying
trying
that.
to be slick.
I'm
I
just
saw what
saying
you trying
tried
to do.
it.
You trying to be slick.
We tried it.
Coach Johnson, if you see
Come
this,
on, man.
you caught him. You know what he's trying to do. He's trying to say, yeah, we don't have, but you know what I'm saying? They kind of gracefully.
Nah, he
Coach
knows
Johnson,
love.
you know, hey,
Since
Shout
he
out
was
to
at
Coach
Stonewall,
Johnson.
since he was at Stonewall,
right.
he been somebody that that always talked to me. Is love, He
It's
know
straight
that.
love.
I don't even gotta say it. He know that.
No, man, we just having fun, man. This was great, man. I'm so glad that we did this thing, man, because it probably won't be what people expected, but I enjoyed it because we still got a lot of stuff that we did not know. And we had and we still covered a lot of football talk and stuff like that, man. This was actually great, man. What y'all think, man? Come on, man. Y'all, no.
Amazing, bro. Glad you had it.
Great time.
No, for real, man, because, this is how we get to know you guys, man. And it's like, of course, I'm going to see these guys on Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying? You got to get on that with us one night, man. That's with us, man. Because, because we be having some fun and a lot of stuff, man. Harry Lee, he kind of like the guru You know what I'm saying? He know
Yep.
how the stuff, that East End stuff that you was talking about earlier, the language, that you were trying to insinuate, but, it's okay, Harry Lee, I'm taking up for you, man. You know what I'm saying? But, no, man, we just be having fun, man, but when you get on there, I'm gonna let Harry Lee defend himself when you come on Tuesday. No, you got to come on Tuesday night. No, I'm telling you, because we got to get back at you. We're going to have Prev on that, Joe, too.
Just let me know what time.
No, man, for real, man. No, y'all got any more shout-outs, man? Anybody y'all want to shout out? Anything y'all want to say to Harry Lee, especially y'all, too, because y'all be...
Nah, I mean we gotta get ourselves going and get ready for, like you said, to play actual football. No offense to anybody in Prince William County, but we got a hard, long road ahead. Pause. But we'll be fine, and if we see him, that's the game. That's the game.
Well, we want to see. We hopefully, like I said, when y'all making y'all schedules, hopefully y'all can get. Because I know Coach Blunt said they only get one game from Phoebus, and he said they were trying to get that one game that was kind of bring that in because they deal with a lot of Hampton City issues and stuff like that. So will we see Amari Freedom? Will we see? I won't even really bank on a Springs Freedom game in the regular season because that just don't make any sense right now, really. But I would like to see y'all play more.
Now it don't make sense. Go ahead.
Listen,
I'm to be honest.
It makes sense, but I'm just saying y'all gonna turn around and see each other in the plaplayoffs.
Hopefully, all that gotta happen. But anyway, we like I said, it might with more. We reached out. I will say this: they did respond back.
They did.
It didn't work, but you gotta have one of those games now. Like I tell people, man, it's
how about
worse to play
Manchester?
bad
Would you want to see Manchester during the regular season?
Yeah,
since you want that ball back,
I don't mind. I know that bike ain't the same bike as the one that I would get in the state.
That's different.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
I'm all about playing good teams.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's only going to help you.
Right.
Look at Stonebridge. Everybody wrote them off. Now look at them.
Right. Exactly.
At number 3.
And you don't want to play them right
with
now.
4 losses.
With 4 losses.
Because they're getting PowerPoint.
Right. And then one of the
everybody.
games don't even count.
Thank you.
So it's really like 4-3.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, like you said, I always want to play good teams. I think platforms like this, some of those, group chats that guys have created, the huddle, kind of opens up the dialogue to be able to do it and bring the state closer together.
Right.
And you can facilitate those games because you with me, Coach Blunt, Coach Johns, and you can say, man, y'all want to play? You know what I mean? So we open to it. Again, I'm gonna always do what's best for us. I'm not dumb. I got respect for Virginia. I'm not going to play Maury, Manchester,
right? That just be crazy.
And I'm not going to be dumb.
Yeah.
Because we got to make it through the season.
Right. Which shout out to Maury for what they did. I was like, y'all bold for doing that.
Well, I think Maury, they did it right. Like last year we played Stonebridge and we played
right.
Yeah.
Y'all played early on.
The Iron Hot early on.
Yeah.
And they know what they had.
Yeah, they had Oscar Smith.
Yeah.
Then you go from Oscar Smith to
Wise
to Springs.
Yep.
And then Lake Taylor.
Yeah. So they did it right.
Right.
And I think it's
the Dinwiddie, Lake Taylor.
Yeah. And they know what they had.
Yeah.
Right.
So our thing is we always got to take into account our numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't got the bodies to make it through that. Not that tough of a gauntlet.
And that's why I kept telling people, they got depth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't even have, and that one, a couple of their best players didn't even play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. But like you said, thank you for you. Shout out, BallinVA for sure.
Yes.
Like you said, other people for us, ABB Video, that's Freedom by 40.
That's in the business.
And then, like you said, all my coaches, like you said, just, shout out, like you said, everybody down here in the 804, man. It is love, respect, joking or not.
Yeah,
like
this was love, man.
People like you bringing the state closer together, man. That's it.
And that's what it's all about, man. And I appreciate y'all, showing that love to the 804, man, because again, just that's what it's all about, man. Getting coaches calling me, man. I never thought this a couple of years ago, man, but just calling me, telling me, that, it's just all respect. Everybody talks well about everybody. And that's what the stuff, man. That's what makes our state great. I put our state up there with California and Texas when it comes to football. We might not be there as far because they're so far advanced, but talent-wise, man, we got a lot of talent here. Yes. Florida as well. We know they got bigger numbers to kind of go by.
Yeah.
You put all our teams together and say, hey, put our best against y'all, Hey,
Yeah.
I'm putting my money on
Yeah, we the same
VA.
thing.
know
Shout
what I'm
out Coach Scott too, man.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
That's my dude.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the thing that he's doing. That, you know, when he came on the show, he told me, he said, we're gonna make the playoffs right now. And like I said, right now I think they sitting at 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah, they gonna be in there.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Huguenot and what they doing, man.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Scott and turned him and his staff and changed that thing around over there, man. So big thanks for them, and hopefully they do well in Division 4.
Respect.
Yeah, man. But shout out to you guys, man. Thank you. You know, like I said, definitely going. Like I said, I know I won't be in the games no time soon because the Freedom fan base can probably kill me. But it's all good. But no, good luck to y'all the rest of the way, man. Because
Appreciate it, bro.
y'all gonna need it. Y'all going through a gauntlet up there as well, man. Especially when y'all got them schools, Battlefield, Madison, Mountain View, and them crowds are just kind of crazy. Good Friday night atmosphere for football. And Northern Virginia just got that tradition, man. So thank y'all for coming down, man. And I just appreciate it. And for y'all out there, man, make sure y'all subscribe and like. I shouldn't have to tell y'all that every week, but y'all really know the drill, man. We got to keep these lights on in here and get these champions in here like this, because you ain't going to see it nowhere else like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just ain't. And I appreciate everybody for what y'all doing. And we out, man. We gone.